Okay, I showered, so now I'm a little less gremlin-y. So my dad died last year in March. And uh I what followed was probably one of the most messy things that were, if I'm being honest, a little bit my fault. Now, he passed. I was in the middle of a subathon trying to save my ex-girlfriend's 15-year-old beagle from a tumor, from an external tumor the size of a softball on his side. Copper is still doing very, very well. I miss him very much, but he is happy and healthy. $1,400 well spent. Now, that being said, during that time, I got a call from my mother, basically informing me in the middle of the subathon that my father had died. Joey Haggard had died. This was uh, met with jubilation because, for those who are unaware, Joey Haggard, my blood father, my sperm donor, as it were, was a monster. People love to say, "Oh, he used to be this." Apparently, at his funeral, which I was not invited to because of things I am about to say, uh, a lot of people were reminiscing about the good old days with him and stuff, and I would argue that Joey Haggard, the human being, died at the age of 14 at a house party where he took his first sip of liquor. That being said, um, in the aftermath of this, I made a 22-minute video with Joey's picture as a thumbnail with two X's on his eyes saying "Rest in Piss." And basically aired all of his dirty laundry, which was, by the way, my right to do. Um, I got death threats from his side of my family, from like two of my cousins, and I'm not going to name their names because, you know, their parents are retarded and are caring so much about optics in that way doesn't mean that I'm going to name them and ruin and put like a digital footprint. I actually care about my cousins to a significant degree, and I want them to have a happy, successful life separated from the toxicity that is the Haggard clan. But I digress. Why am I giving all of this? Because in the aftermath of all of this that happened, and also because I mean, the thumbnail of this is probably gonna make the rounds, I guess. I have found that I've had some changes in my person since Joey Haggard died. I don't want to talk about him. So, I've always had a very unhealthy relationship with the name Dad. It has always been a negative, let's just say, a word to me. It has always been something that I would say with spite, scorn, revulsion, to the point that the man who actually raised me, my stepfather, who was actually a father to me and actually was a dad to me, I call by his name Mark. And with this, you know, in the it's difficult, right? Like I didn't like being I didn't like being called daddy in bed by girls, and stuff. Because it made my skin crawl. I didn't like, you know, like I still don't drink, and I'm never going to drink as a result of like fear of becoming him. In fact, my entire life has been a project in spite, in the sense of becoming the antithesis of what Joey Haggard is, and that is someone who is truthful, committed to his partners, and faithful, never committing adultery, never laying his hands on a woman, never like striving to be a man of my word, not be a liar, as it were. And obviously for like certain things I'm not perfect at, but I can say never cheated on a partner, never laid my hands on a woman. I know that the bar is in hell, but apparently most men keep bring a fucking spade so they can limbo dance with the devil. Now, all of that to be said, oh, damn, another deck collector. That being said, um, I have seen some changes, as we approach the year anniversary of his death in about a month and a half. I've noticed some changes at time of recording. Obviously, this is going to be coming out around the time of his death anniversary, which I think was like the 12th or something. I don't fucking know. Point is no, it was like the 5th or the 6th. Well, that's when they found him. So, fun fact: this man was like, this man wasn't found for like 3 fucking days because nobody gave a shit to look for him because everybody in his life hates him, despite what they might say. Um, and when he died, the amount of joy and jubilation I felt has not gone away. I am still over the moon, exuberant over this man no longer being on planet Earth. It's like when Rush Limbaugh died, but like to a much more great extent. I'm so joyously happy that I no longer have to share a plane of existence with this monster, that it is, frankly, one of the things that kept me going in one of the most mentally debilitating periods of my life in 2024. So, what are some of the changes that and since I moved out to California, since my relationship with Meadow ended, I have found some things that have changed. For one thing, I have become more amenable to, thinking about Mark as my dad, like calling him dad, thinking of his dad, calling him my dad. I always called him my stepdad, because like the word dad to me was always like a very dirty word. It was very like a derogatory word. Like, I'm not gonna call this man who raised me and loved me like his own dad, because that is a dirty word. But now that the idol of that revulsion has passed in a gruesome, pathetic way that he was deserving of, the word has been freed up in my mind and my soul that allows me to sort of think about my feelings towards that word and towards my dad, towards Mark, in different ways. And it's exciting. And, I never thought I would get away. Another thing, I actually really like being called daddy by women in bed. Like, I don't know why. Maybe it is my daddy issues of some sort. Maybe it's because I keep, fucking around with women with, I'm not saying that, correlation is causation, but a lot of the girls I somehow end up fucking around with have breeding kinks, and every girl with a breeding kink I met has some daddy issues. Not everyone, but a lot of them. And I'm not saying correlation is causation, but there's parallels. Point is that I have found that the death of this monster, the death of this piece of shit human being, has resulted in me having a healthier relationship with the idea of fatherhood. I have a much healthier relationship with with partners. I have a much healthier relationship with my father. In fact, I would even argue that after he died, my relationship with my stepdad has gotten even fucking better. Now, granted, is that because I was removed from a very unhealthy situation that I was living in at the time with my ex-girlfriend? Maybe. But I think that the time gone and like being able to grow as a person in that regard, I have to thank Joey Haggard for sacrificing his pathetic being on the altar of my self-actualization. And I'm appreciative and gracious to it. So don't ever, and to you, dear viewer, don't let any human being tell you that spite is not a positive thing, that hatred of another individual cannot lead to your betterment. Love humanity, but as long as you're justified, hate that motherfucker over there that did you dirty. Hate motherfuckers for assaulting you and your mother and your stepmother and your sister and every woman he's ever been with. But don't hate somebody for the color of their skin. Hate them for the content of their character. And with that uplifting message, I'm going to send you to pre-recorded Evan.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to talk to me outside of this video, outside of live streams, or just join the community and be a part of it, you can do so at HIMediaTV/Discord. Discord links there. We'd love to have you. And given the financial situation of the economy right now, I know this is a tall ask, but if you have the scratch to spare, please consider donating and becoming a supporter at HIMedia.gg/tip. All of our perks are serviced through our Discord channel, including early access videos, exclusive videos, and more. Your generosity is a blessing, and $1 a month is a boon to my mental health. Thank you so very much for watching. I appreciate you, and have a great day.